This video discusses test anxiety and talks about different ways to reduce test anxiety and how to improve your testing experience in college. Test anxiety can look very different from student to student. It is a lot more common than you might think. About 16 to 20% of students have high test anxiety, and another 18% have moderately high test anxiety. Here are some different symptoms of test anxiety. There can be physical symptoms such as a headache, nausea, sweating, shortness of breath, a rapid heartbeat, and feeling faint. There are also emotional symptoms. You could have feelings of stress, fear, negative thoughts, your mind going blank, and racing thoughts. There can also be behavioral symptoms such as difficulty concentrating, negative thinking, and procrastinating. So what are some of the causes of test anxiety? Fear of failure, maybe you're not prepared for the test, if you've had poor test history, high pressure, and also perfectionism. It's important to remember that no one is perfect, and that's why we are here in school to learn. If you have some of the physical symptoms mentioned in the previous slide, here are some ways to help with test anxiety. Make sure you don't go to the exam on an empty stomach and eat a healthy breakfast. Take deep breaths. You can tense and release your muscles throughout your body. And make stress your friend. When you change your mind about stress, you change your body. There was a social stress test done at Harvard where participants were told to view their physical stress response as helpful. So instead of thinking, I'm so stressed, I'm not going to do well on this test, think, my body is energized and it's preparing me to meet this challenge. And if you have a pounding heart, it's preparing you for action. The less stressed out students were, the better they did on their tests. If you have some of the emotional or cognitive symptoms mentioned in the previous slide, here are some ways to help with test anxiety. You can visualize yourself doing well, strive for a relaxed state of concentration. You can reframe your negative thoughts to positive ones. So instead of saying, I'm not going to do well, I'm not smart, say to yourself, I'm prepared and I studied and I'm going to put forth my best effort and do well. I know this information. You can also focus on the task at hand. If you have some of the behavioral symptoms mentioned in the previous slide, there are some things that you can do before the exam and during the exam to help you. So before the exam, you can allocate study time each week throughout the semester. You can create a study plan or form a study group. Also try to mimic the test environment, so try to complete your homework and practice exams without notes. Make sure to get a good night's rest and try to arrive 30 minutes early to a test to kind of get situated. During the exam, try to answer the questions you know first and only change your answer if you know that it's wrong. Try to remain positive, focused, and continue to deep breathe. Here are just some general before the test tips. Make sure you get a good night's sleep and eat a good breakfast, drink plenty of water, get to the test a little early, replace your negative thoughts with positive ones like I'm prepared for this test and I will do well. Avoid cramming and be well prepared for the test. And make sure to talk to your professor to get an idea of what is on the exam and what to expect. Here are some general during the test tips. Make sure to sit in a seat where you feel comfortable. As the test is distributed, take 5 slow, deep breaths. Slowly and carefully read the instructions and make sure you understand everything that you need to do. And focus only on the exam and not on what other people are doing and how long they are taking. And if you feel anxious during the test, take a moment to breathe deeply. You can stretch your arms and legs and get comfortable again and remind yourself that you're prepared and doing a good job. Need additional help getting ready for an exam? Make an appointment at the TAAC with an academic coach.